Hello and welcome to the West Coast Sauce Podcast. I'm your host Garrett. I'm here with Grady. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Oh man, I'm just having a late night here recording the podcast, after a long day.
Yeah, long day at school?
Yeah, dude. I was there early, there late. Now I'm here, haven't ate. You feel me?
Yeah, dude.
Alright. So let's get into it. We have a little special sponsor, I guess you would call it, a little partnership going on. And
Yeah,
Grady, you want to talk about that?
yeah, let's do it. Product of California Hockey, it's a PCH apparel. They were nice enough to send us some cool shirts, some hats, awesome stuff. So if you want to check them out, go to productofcahockey.com. Their Instagram's also PCH underscore apparel. So go check them out.
All right, yeah. You heard it there. They have a really cool thing going on. They got a really cool logo, and they just keep it West Coast. They keep it real. They keep
Oh,
it
yeah.
all about California and the lifestyle that California has within hockey culture.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's pretty interesting. I see they run some camps, hockey camps and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Check them out. Let's get into it. So, Pacific Division hockey. We had it going on. We had some matchups between the Ducks and some Pacific Division teams like the Vegas Golden Knights and the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, some good games. I didn't watch the Vegas game, but they lost 3-0. Heard they play all right, but the game versus the Coyotes, pretty good game. They won. So,
Yeah, they got the dub in that game. Not too bad, unless you're cheering for the tank. Which brings us to the game against the Blues, which was
yeah.
amazing,
Yes.
and it was the most recent game.
Yeah. It's they almost got the three games in a row to win. They haven't won 3 games since I think like November. I think that's what they said or something. But it was good enough to at least it kept everyone's hopes up until the last part of the game, and they lost it. So at least everyone had an entertaining game, and then we didn't get any points, which is totally fine.
Yeah, and it happens, but at least the fans were entertained, and you got to see some really good hockey from both teams.
Hmm.
A little bit more luck on the side of the Blues. I felt like even the referees were on the side of the Blues. I don't know. I'm just pissed off. The Ducks get a lot of penalties.
Yeah, they take some stupid penalties, but how about the Troy Terry show?
The Troy Terry show. Looking pretty good out there. Got 3 apples.
Yeah, he had some nice. That one pass to Raquel that's just a little glimpse into the future.
Yeah, he's looked real good since coming up from the AHL. He has all season, even when he was up earlier, but I think now that he's had a little more time against the big guys down there, stepping into the NHL has been a little bit more of an easy transition, I would say.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. I think 7 points in 21 games, but you can see his confidence getting boosted for sure. He's a small guy, but he's able to protect the puck, move his feet. Sometimes it gets he stops moving his feet and his hands. His feet and his hands gotta move simultaneously, kind of like you see McDavid and all those elite players. If he can just keep his feet and hands moving and just keep generating chances, he's definitely gonna produce at a high level.
Yeah, you bring up the likes of McDavid, and it's true. He can just move a million miles an hour, and you don't think anybody can control the puck, and he's just undressing guys and just blowing past people. And that's really the key to today's NHL.
Yeah, exactly. Him and Jones are really doing well for us.
Yep. And so let's get into another topic from the game the other night. Ryan Kessler, 1,000 games played in the NHL. Congratulations to him. That's a huge achievement.
Yeah, good achievement for him. I'm sure that's something he definitely wanted. He's a warrior. He obviously the production hasn't been there, but he's had some bad injuries. But to keep playing, still works hard, still good in faceoffs, still good, pretty good defensively. But just his offense hasn't kept up.
Yeah, and it was an interesting night for Kessler with all the articles that came out and everything. That's pretty tough for anybody to go through, and where he warms up for 90 minutes
Yeah,
before a game
yeah,
or
that's
before
crazy.
any time he skates.
Yeah,
It's
it shows the
and
commitment for
he
sure.
still needs to get surgery. Like he needs more surgery.
Yeah, that's crazy. It shows a commitment though. A guy that wants to warm up for 90 minutes just to kind of get a game and just to hit the 1,000 game mark.
Yeah, and he's been on the quest for the cup. He's come close twice, real close twice, and it's a bummer, but a huge achievement for him. And it just it leaves a question: what do you think is going to happen with Kessler in the off season?
Yeah, you never know. He might. In looking at the team right now, that's maybe one of the subtractions you look to make. Figure out how to get his contract. I don't really know what to do with it, but he looks like one of the guys that might need to head out of there, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a bummer to see him go, and I know he says he wants to play out his contract, and it's just a tough position to play. Have a guy that's not performing, maybe a buyout, or a lot of people have been saying retirement.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt for him to retire. I mean, he's hit his 1,000 game mark, which I'm sure is something he really wanted, and we'll see after the
Yeah,
season.
and he's got the money to be able to do that. I
Yeah,
know some people financially wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, that's just a huge bummer, and it's kind of a bummer to see one of the better players that you look up to in the league kind of come crashing down with injuries.
yeah, it's really sad to see, but he went from 50-point player, around 20 goals to barely hitting double-digit points.
Yep, and then that's just the story of the Ducks the past couple of years. It's just injuries, man. What a
Yep.
bummer, but yeah, good game. Henrique, it was pretty funny when he tried to break his stick and wasn't able to do it. That's what happens when you get the one-handed tomahawk. You got to go doubles over the knee on that, I think.
Yeah, he's not gonna break with one hand.
Mm-mm. He was chirping. He was pissed.
Yeah, at least
But
yeah, he didn't give us any points, so it's fine.
yeah, I was saying now that he's got this no trade clause basically in effect, he's looking for that support from the draft.
Yeah, he's just thinking long term for the team.
Yeah, real team guy,
Yeah,
MVP of the game the other night. Yeah, real good stuff.
yeah.
So, what else is happening in the Pacific Division? I think the Coyotes, they beat the Flames 2-0 today.
Oh wow.
That's pretty interesting. The Coyotes are
Yeah,
they're an interesting team.
besides us beating them, they were rolling. They were one of the few teams that had a good amount of wins this month of February, I believe.
I think they're just 1 point out of the wild card spot at the moment in the Western Conference, but they're sitting in fourth above the Oilers in the Pacific Division.
Okay.
It's interesting. Very interesting. Am I reading that right? I don't even know if I'm reading that
Yeah.
right. I think I am. Something
Yeah, right.
like that.
Right now
Well,
we got
anyways.
the Blues and the Kings, 1-0 Blues.
Ooh, are they playing right now, or is that game over?
Playing right now, almost into the second. Tarasenko show.
Ooh, it is
1-0.
2-0.
There it is.
Yeah, Blues just scored. Very interesting. Google keeping me updated there.
Okay.
Very nice. We had a rivalry matchup today in the Pacific Division between the Oilers and Canucks. Is that a rivalry? I think it's a rivalry, just because
Yeah,
it's two
it's a
Canadian
rivalry.
teams. I mean,
Yeah.
there's there's like a handful of them. They have to be rivals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got the Oilers, Flames, but you got the Canucks thrown in there too. They got to have some type of rival.
Yeah, interesting for the Canucks to lose to the Oilers. I like it, but I don't like it because, I'm in Vancouver. I kind of want to see the Canucks go places. I want playoff hockey to come to my city. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, it's not far away.
Yeah, but on the other side of that is the Oilers got some points, therefore giving more separation between them and the Ducks for the lottery. But they'll come in 13th and get the third pick.
Yeah, they might end up landing a high pick, knowing their luck.
Yep. Sharks are playing the Canadiens. They are up 3-2 at the end of 2 here. Very interesting stuff going on. A lot of good games today. A lot of hockey today, huh?
Yeah, a lot of games. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games on tap.
7 games, dang. And then, all right, I did want to talk about something about Patrick Laine. I saw this
Uh-huh.
YouTube video explaining that Patrick Laine is in a slump because of the
Yeah.
video game Fortnite, which I think is hilarious because
Yeah.
you know you're just so distracted from your job in being a hockey player. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy to me. And the guy was saying like how many games he's playing during the season, and apparently he's buying an extra TV to play with his teammates so he can play duos or whatever
Yeah.
on separate screens. And it's like, dude, kick it in gear. I mean, even
Yeah.
the Canucks banned. He was saying the Canucks banned Fortnite on road trips.
Really?
Yeah, so
Huh. Well,
interesting.
with Line, he's young. He's only 20, and you got to let him at least have some type of entertainment off the ice. But I believe like the video showed his amount that he was playing, and it was a pretty significant amount.
It was significant and excessive. I mean, they were saying he would play all night, and it's like I'm okay with playing some video games. I study video games, and so this is very interesting to me because it's like you can play video games too much to the point where it's more of a distraction than entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's just maybe an excuse to blame the goal scoring. But watching him play, he's a goal scorer. But you kind of gotta find other ways to help the team. That's for sure. I mean, that's how you look at it. That's how Ovechkin won the cup. I mean, he's a goal scorer, but he found other ways to help his team out. So he's gonna be a big part of his team come playoff time, and he needs to figure out how to play playoff hockey, which you're not gonna be able to score every night. So he's got to play defense. He's got to be a team player.
Yeah, and that goes above and beyond. I mean, clearly, he was the one of the highest draft picks for the Jets, and he's kind of like their future guy. He's their horse,
Uh-huh.
and he's probably going to be captain one day. He's probably going to a lot of people on the team are watching. Doesn't matter how young you are, you're still like the star.
Yeah, and I think his entry level, it's up
Yep.
this summer. So we'll see what the price is at. His performance this year kind of decrease his value a little bit, but no doubt he's gonna be making some good money. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's nothing to say his hockey skills
Yeah.
aren't some of the best in the world because
Mhm.
they are, but he's just got to brush up a little bit, get up early, hit the
Yeah.
gym,
Yeah.
have a good lunch,
Yeah.
get some protein shake, then you can play some Fortnite, then go to the pregame and play your game,
Yeah, exactly. He's got to
score some goals.
learn how to be a pro.
Yeah, get in there.
Mhm. Watching his World Junior highlights, he was a beast. Not only a goal scorer, but a playmaker. With him, Puljujarvi, Aho, Rantanen, those guys ran the show as one of the best teams ever in a World Junior team. And he was a playmaker. He was playing all over the ice. He was just an overall dominant power.
Yeah, and he's just a gamer for sure. You see his competition level. He's a competitive guy, so those games, you never want to stop on a loss, but you can't quit on a win either.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes sometimes. But they're a good team, and he's been playing well recently. I think the playoffs should be pretty good up north.
Yeah, they got a good team, especially since they added Hayes.
Yeah, and then it looks like Boston. Boston has been tearing it up, right?
Yeah, I mean
They
I think they
have
were.
an interesting team.
I got an alert saying that I think they were losing by 2, and they did the same. I think maybe the same thing what the Blues did to the Ducks last night, and they won and got 18 straight games with a point.
Yeah, and they're in second place only to the Lightning in the entire NHL.
Yeah, they're an underrated team. They're got
in
an
their
underrated
last
D
10,
core.
they're 9-0-1, and they're on a 5-game win streak at the moment. That's
man.
nuts.
Yeah, they got one of the best lines in hockey, and then they really did well at the deadline, adding Johansson and Coyle.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Coyle was a big pickup, and Johansson was. They're gonna make a run for it. I know we try to keep it West Coast, but I also want to talk about Brandon Montour out in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Just touch on that for a second. It looks like he's doing well, fitting in well to the system.
Yeah, I saw he got a goal tonight, I believe. Scored, and he had a goal and assist in a game a couple nights ago. So he's definitely performing well. He's an East Coast player. He's an East Coast type of defenseman, the right-handed, speed, get the puck to the forwards type of guy. So I mean, maybe he's
Yeah.
still going in and shooting it and missing the net, but it's his style of play over there on the East Coast, and
I
Buffalo's a
saw
good fit for him.
there's this funny highlight where he made a really great pass cross ice through the crease, right to somebody on the
Oh,
Sabres. I forget,
Pominville.
and he swiped it in and then
Yeah.
out. Oh man.
Yeah, the same night McDavid missed the
Woo-wee.
open net.
What a weird night for hockey, and I saw that, and I was watching what was it, Sportsnet or was it TSN, one of the two, but they were playing like the top 10 weirdest plays, and I was like, whoa, that is weird.
Yeah, and then McDavid missed the open net, so 2 in one night.
Oof, big oof for both of those.
Yeah.
What else is going on? What else is going on in the NHL?
Well,
It's been like I've been so busy, I haven't really been paying attention, and plus it's kind of like
just teams coming down to the
everything's-
wire. Playoffs
Yeah.
right around the corner. I look at a team.
any good races?
Well, Columbus is what I'm kind of looking at. They're in and out. I mean, they're a team where you want to see them obviously make it. They've made some good pushes to get some, 3 UFA? They have Duchesne, they got Dzingel, and then they have Panarin and Bobrovsky, all UFAs. But they gave up a lot to get those 2 guys in Duchesne and Dzingel, and they're right outside the playoff picture. They're 77 points on the wild card. Montreal, who's playing tonight,
2
has
points.
79 points. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
And the Hurricanes as well have 79 points, and the Hurricanes are a team I'd
Yeah.
like to see succeed.
yeah,
They're kind of my sleeper pick, and you know,
Yeah.
I think come playoff time, the whole fan interaction thing, I think it's gonna be crazy in North Carolina.
Oh
for-
yeah,
They're gonna have a crazy atmosphere if they're in the playoffs this year, and that'd be exciting
Yeah.
to see. I want to see the post game victory.
yeah, exactly. The
stuff they do
post
out
game will
there,
be
like-
pretty crazy.
You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see those pregame things that the Golden Knights do. It's like I just want to watch the game, man.
The one where like the Knights on the ice and then they have
Yeah, dude.
someone reeling the thing to make the noise. Oh man, it's
I
just
bet
the
it's
show
awesome
there.
to play there, though. I bet it's
I'd love it.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man, some good stuff going on. Anything? The Dallas Stars, they're kind of like just floating, dude. I don't know what's up with them.
Yeah, well they're top wild card right now, but you know
Yep.
they got Zuccarello at the deadline and scored first game, but also injured, so he's out for maybe like 6 weeks, I believe. I mean, he's a guy that they needed. They have their top 3 guys and Radulov, Ben, and Sagan, and it kind of drops off pretty significantly there. And I mean, they have a great group of D back there, and with Heiskanen and
Heiskanen's really
Klingberg,
good. That guy
and then-
can move.
yeah, he's definitely Scott Niedermayer kind of like with the skating is just so
yeah, it's
graceful.
unbelievable.
So yeah, and then
People,
if Bishop
people-
decides to perform,
If you haven't really watched any highlights of Heiskanen moving, do yourself a favor and check those out. Because it's on another level what this kid
It's
does
insane.
on the ice.
yeah, I mean maybe you saw him in the All-Star game and he fell, but you know he's a unbelievable skater, just great mind for the game, great playmaker. He had a very nice pass like a couple weeks ago, right through someone's legs to Ben backdoor.
Yeah, he can make those tape to tape passes, and he can he wheels real well with the puck. He just he has that movement, just allows him to find the space.
Yeah, definitely.
Like he has that vertical speed with the horizontal movement, and
Exactly.
it's just a really good combo there.
Yeah, he's gonna be elite
Good stuff.
defenseman.
The Flames still on top of the Pacific Division. It still kills me to say that.
Yeah, who knows how
And,
deep they'll be going in the playoffs, but
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting team to me to watch, because I just don't feel like, even though like they're so good this season, nothing jumps out to me about them.
no. No.
Same thing kind of with the Golden Knights. They're a good team. I expect them to do pretty well, if especially they can get some home games where they win. If they don't
Yeah.
lose on home ice, they're going to do pretty well.
Yeah,
And then I think the Sharks, I think they're going to be the team that comes out of the Pacific.
yeah. I mean, the Sharks are just getting Carlson, of course, but I
They're
think what
built
really
for the
pushed
playoffs.
them over was acquiring Nyquist was just such a
Yeah.
great addition. They needed one other depth forward, I felt like, and that was a great pickup. They got forward depth, D depth, and it's a question in goal. I mean, can Jones be the goalie that he was in 2016 that led him to the final?
Yeah, and I mean, he's got the support in front of him, so it's not a question of is the defense there. And I mean, there's been some big mistakes by their big guys this year, and you see those highlights, but it happens to everybody, so you can't really blame them for that. But at some point, you have to come through and make the big stops all the time, especially in the playoffs, and it's a big order.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you look at a team like Calgary too. They got a question mark in goal with Mike Smith. Is he going to be able to help him out? Those goalies going to get. They kind of got to be like what Fleury was for the Knights were great, but Fleury really helped them out. You got to have that backbone back there.
Yeah, and like I was telling you earlier, I was saying I didn't realize exactly how good Fleury was before he left Pittsburgh, because he had such a good team, and I'm not doubting that he was one of the best goalies around, because he was, and he has cups to prove it. And it's one of those things. He comes to a completely new team and he just keeps slaying, and he gets to the final again. Unbelievable. And I think the Knights have a real good shot with him in net, no matter who they're playing.
Yeah, exactly. And he's part of that 03 class where you're seeing guys that are, some are at their top right now, but some guys are sinking off. I mean, he's 34 years old right now, and he's playing some of his best hockey, and he's got many more years to come, it looks like.
Yeah, he just doesn't slow down, and I think it's perfect. He's the perfect guy for Vegas. He's got the smile, he's got the media, he loves it, and it's just it's good to see a guy like that out on the Pacific Division. Gotta hand it to the Golden Knights. They're a good organization.
Yeah.
And Alex Tuck out there, silky smooth.
Oh, he's a great power forward. He's ideal power forward anyone wants. He hasn't even hit his potential yet. He's gonna be a big guy once it comes playoff time.
Yeah, he's slid one right past the Ducks when they were playing the other night. Looked good for them, and just helping our tank along, to be honest. That's how I'm looking at this real.
Yeah, I mean, both ways. You win a game, you're happy, but as long as you don't win too many, we don't want to get too many points, and we need that good player.
Yeah. Yep. Indeed. So the Ducks play the Canadiens tomorrow. I don't really know what to think of that matchup, other than the Canadiens are fighting for that wild card spot still.
Yeah.
And it should be a very good test.
They're an interesting team. They're on the bubble, but they're a team they just got a bunch of guys that are playing, guys that are in it as a team. Everyone knows their roles. They got a bunch of these just skilled guys that aren't like super elite, but they got a good group. Domi, Bruin, Carey Price back in net.
Yep, and they're gonna have to prove themselves in the playoffs this year, if they even make it. They're right on the fringe. I think they got it though. And then that's the only Pacific Division team playing tomorrow is the Ducks. Saturday, we don't really have too much in terms of Pacific Division matchups. Doesn't look like, other than the Kings play the Coyotes, Golden Knights play the Canucks. So those will be two games to keep an eye on for this Saturday. And then on Sunday, we got a classic Ducks versus Kings.
Ooh.
And who's gonna tank? And a Golden Knights versus Flames potential first round matchup.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, Ducks versus Kings isn't going to be as amplified as it usually is, with both teams kind of knowing they're kind of out of it by now, but should be fun. Should be a fun game, just to battle for who can get a lower pick.
Yeah, and these will be games that I will be able to keep an eye on over the weekend while doing my homework. Lord knows I have a lot of homework, so can't be watching every game, which really bums me out. I wish I had more time to do that. All right, cool. But yeah, so not too much happened in terms of Ducks moving up or down since last week.
Yeah.
Not really nothing special to report on other than the Kessler 1,000 games. Gibby's back. Gibby's back.
Yeah,
Gibby's back. He's looking good too.
Yeah, he's looking good. I mean, got to give some credit to the team. Actually, I feel like. I mean, the team's been playing pretty decent. Whether it's they know they're not going to make it, so they're playing a little bit more loose, but they're playing a little bit with a little bit more purpose, a little more efficiency with the puck. They're not just throwing it away. They're making smarter plays. They're just playing a little bit more loose, you can say.
Yeah, and it's good to see. And Bob Murray, you know, he is so red-faced, man. His face is so red. He's he looks like he's about to explode back there. He looks like a little cherry. But you know, the boys look like they're playing better, so gotta give him credit. You know, something looks better.
Yeah, everyone's been doing pretty well.
You know what I did notice is our entries on the power play are different.
Yeah, and the whole power play as a whole.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's so refreshing.
Yeah, they're not just playing, they're not playing
dump and chase.
Yeah, they're not playing what's the game they're not playing like foosball, or they're not playing like
yes,
where everyone's
foosball.
standing still passing the puck around. It's like they're moving, they're creating stuff, they're switching, they're passing through the middle, which is ideally what you got to do. You see like teams like Washington, Backstrom's breaking the puck through the middle, throwing it to Ovi for a one-timer.
Yeah, I was watching Troy Terry on the power play on the wing, and he was just booking it up, down. Like,
yeah.
What a great show from him. Working real hard out there, and we didn't get the best results on the power play, sadly, but I was liking what I was seeing.
Yeah, you can just look at that goal that Raquel scored, the pass from Terry. That's just what's got to happen. You got to be able to pass the puck through the middle, but you've got to be able to move around. You've got to be able to. Can't be playing stationary, because it's just not going to happen the game today.
Yeah, their entries, they do like a little stutter pass, and then just carry it in, and you know it's like they just dive bomb straight in if they can, and then just pass it back, and it's like finally, we just don't basically rim the puck around entirely and then do whatever with it. It's like we basically used to just clear the zone for the other team. It's like, Randy, tell them to not do that.
It's just, I want to be even strength. I don't like
power play. 5-on-5 team. We perform at our best when they have a full squad, and we like to turn it over in the neutral zone. It's like it's not even get center red and dump it in. It's like literally like try to shoot it before the red line, but hope the referee gives you like a little space.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, you could see the change in the type of game that they're playing for sure.
Yeah, yep. And I think Perry being back is good for the team.
Yeah, sucks that he hasn't been getting more points lately. He's been playing way better just an overall game. He's been just making
he's just been playing
little
good hockey.
Plays, and he's just creating chances. He's still so good at picking the puck up when it's flying around. He's so good at just grinding it and finding the puck, and just so slippery still. I mean, you wish he could score more and get some more points. He definitely deserves it.
Yeah, good times. The boys are back, at least mostly. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. But I think that'll be it for this podcast in particular. And before we leave you, we wanna give another shout out to PCH Apparel on Instagram. Yes. What's their Instagram info?
PCH_apparel, and then their website's product of cahockey.com. So go check them out.
Yeah, scope them out. They seem like real cool dudes, and they're supporting our podcast. We want to support them too. You can find us on Twitter at West Coast Sauce, and on Instagram. What's our Instagram? At West Coast Sauce Pod?
Yes, sir.
At West Coast Sauce Pod. And you can find updates. You can find links to our YouTube and even our SoundCloud there. and we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to the West Coast Sauce Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett, along here with Grady. We're out.
See ya.